Hello everyone and welcome back to another TF2 commentary. This is episode 2 of my map inspection series where I take a look at different competitive maps in Team Fortress 2. So in this episode we're going to be taking a look at one of the oldest 6v6 maps. I haven't really seen it used for Highlander. Recently it's been used for 4v4, but it's generally used in 6v6. It is a very old map, one of the earliest, so there are a lot of fixed strategies that you need to take note of before you can develop your own. I'm going to start off with telling you about the calls that you do when you call positioning and call pushes. Then I'm going to move on and talk about the midfight, as the midfight has a significant role in the entire game. And then I'm going to be talking about attacking and defending. And lastly, I'm going to show rollouts for all the classes so you can get to mid the fastest possible, and different rollouts for different situations. Let's say you want to be aggressive, you want to choose a different rollout than a defensive one. But I'm going to start out with the calls. I'm going to do this from the red side, and every time if I say ours, that means it's the red part, and if I say theirs, it's gonna be a blue part. So maybe I say on mid, I say our house or their house. So if you're on blue, our house means the blue house, and their house means red house. You should also be doing this when you're calling, if you're the main caller, if you're a caller at all. So here we have, obviously we have the spawn room called spawn. And from the perspective, you always take the perspective from the defenders. So this is gonna be right here. This platform here is called right, and then we have these stairs here. Sometimes people call it lower right, but a lot of people refer to it as stairs. We have the point right here, which is the center of the attention, and we have behind point here. Spies sometimes sneak around here, and snipers can stand here. Then we have a lower left, which has an entrance out here, and left, which is the platform up here, and then main, which is the main entrance directly to the point. That's the last point. Let's move into the last point lobby. So a lot of people like to stand up here and wait until they can push. So we have the lobby. Obviously this is the entire room that's called lobby or upper lobby. And we have here is called top. You can either push right from the defender's perspective or left. You can also here by the stairs going down to main, and here either you can call these battlements or balcony. I prefer battlements, as you can always remember the name by the sign. And then down here we have lower or low lobby. Now if you go outside from lobby, last point lobby, you'll get onto a huge area here. This is called Spire, or it's also the second point. And we have flank here, which is connected to Spire slightly. Obviously we still have the battlements or the balcony, whatever you want to call it. And down here, this little yard down here is called trash, and this is the side entrance. Of course we have the giant rock pillar, which is the spire with the point on it itself. This long bridge here usually referred to as bridge or stone bridge, and underneath bridge or under bridge. We have here Patio or Haunter. Soldiers and demos like to, especially roamers, like to jump as they can get on the point. Let's say you're defending in trash. And then we have the ramp, which is running directly up to the point, and scouts can actually double jump up to the spire from here. And the general area around here is called yard, and as soon as you pass the spire around here, it's beginning to be called trash. So that's something to take note of. And in here, of course, we have house. And then lastly, there's choke, which is also called the same on the midpoint. Now, as I said, there's the flank down here is just slightly related to the spire. We have the drop down, which is frequently used by scouts and roamers, and also used by all classes doing a rollout, standard rollout. This is here is valley, which just runs all the way to the midpoint, so that's called valley. we have the resupply where if you're hurt or need ammo, you can just pop in here and grab some health. As long as you're controlling Spire, I think. And then here we have this bridge, but that's called diagonal since we already use bridge for this bridge, so we don't get any confusion. Now moving on to the midpoint. We have the house, so this would be our house and this would be their house. Then we have inside the house we have a typical demo man spot, which is the window and the balcony. Here obviously you're going to be pushing through here. If let's say you hold Spire, you're going to be pushing through choke most of the time, so that's still called choke. And here these are either called trains or carts, so I like to call them cart, but a lot of people call them trains. So there would be our cart or our train and their cart or their train. And then we have the smallest shack here, so this is our shit house or their shit house, or you can also call them shacks. Then we have this small pillar here which you can actually stand on. Let me just see if I can get on. There we go. You can stand on these and you can jump from here as a soldier. You can jump all the way over to the other, let's say their hoodoo right here. And then obviously we have the valley which runs onto here, which is called underneath. It's under the point. And our valley also running to underneath. And obviously we have the point, center of attention here on the Midfight. So the maps are mirrored here, so you see we still have the Spire, we have the pay shielded ramp, everything is mirrored, so you don't only need to pay attention to one side if you want to learn the calls. So basically if you know all these calls, you really know all the calls in Badlands. Now let's move on to mid-fights. You want to use different rollouts for different situations or to surprise the enemy with something they haven't seen before that will catch them off guard. And really the whole rollout depends on your demo, so usually the demo decides which rollout you should use. So I'm gonna hop over to the rollout section and I'm just gonna briefly explain rollouts. And which gonna give you some tips on different rollouts you can use and show some footage of how the rollouts are performed, and then I'm gonna talk about the tactics when actually in fight on the midpoint. So in a standard rollout, the demo will be arriving first and usually will charge up a sticky and see if it can get the first sticky on the other opposing demo man. I should be doing this from the other end here. So this is our house, and they would be usually charge up a sticky, see if it can get the first damage. If you can actually trap the other demo man inside the house by putting some stickies down here and the other players, that's very, very good, because then we're going to be forced to go out here if they want to be in the mid-fight. If they don't want to take a different route, which is going to cost them time, so they're going to have to stop up and pick up your stickies, or they're going to run right over them and you can detonate them. So as soon as you come out here as a demo man, usually what they do is you get behind here, you can spam some pills here. Usually you should have your pipe launcher out by this time, because it's going to be more effective at dealing out spam damage. You can spam if they're not out of house. You can spam here, you can spam there, and you can spam. Usually you want to spam down the choke. You can also get some sticky spam around the cart if you need to. And usually the demo man will be standing on here, and the combo will be standing behind as the pocket soldier, and the medic you can see you can stand actually on this ledge here. So usually what you see is they stand on the side of the house or on the shithouse side, depends on where the enemy scouts and soldiers are. And that way, let's say you're standing on the side here, a roamer will have a difficult time to get to you. You can jump away. You don't want to stand and choke, and you don't want to be standing out here. You want to be standing like right here, hovering around. You don't want to go in there or up here, hovering around here, maybe on the cart up here. Preferably not up here, but you can stay on the metal cart itself, because at the point where you go through here, you're going to be flushed out because all the spam is going to come your way and you can't really move around. Up here you have more ability to move around and surf on rockets. So scouts are different. You can pull a scout underneath here in valley. You can take a scout to their shit house. You can usually you want to have one scout watching your shit house and then a scout doing whatever, going underneath, going through here, or going through their shit house. There's endless possibilities. You can play around with it, but really that's going to be the scouts just going to be there to flank them. And as well with the roamer, roamer doesn't really have a role. He can come through house here and do a jump here, or he can go a valley and hop onto the hoodoo here, or he can do valley and hop onto the cart to try and trap them in here in the house, or just push them out through choke. So there are a lot of possibilities, but usually you see the demo man and the combo standing on the cart with the medic down on the metal here. Now let's say that you have successfully captured the middle point and you want to defend here from the attack, or you want to defend from a possible push. Now, or you have been pushed back from Spire, which is more realistic, that you've been pushed back from Spire until mid, and you want to hold mid. So it really depends on whether or not the opposing team has an uber advantage. Now I'm gonna start out if you have an uber advantage or you have equal ubers. So then in that case you want to make sure that you have preferably some stickies on the wall here and some stickies all here to cover the choke point, because if they're gonna come around this corner, they know there are stickies there, and they're gonna either have to stop here, shoot all the stickies out, and then move on. Well, they're probably gonna do that, but it's gonna cost them time, and you can put out damage, or they can just pop immediately, and they pop right here, and they're gonna lose a lot of uber until they get to you, and you can pop, and you have a much greater uber. So demo here in the front of the card, pocket on here on the behind the demo, and then the medic can roam around either here or preferably on here on the card as with before on the mid-fight. You want to have probably one scout roaming around here, watching the valley and the window and the balcony, and then you can dedicate one scout to watching in-house, maybe peek through here just to make sure there's nobody there and just maybe put some damage out. But watching this house here, and with the roamer you can either, it depends on where the pressure is. If there's pressure on choke, you want to have your roamer here to help spam the choke, or you can dedicate your roamer to the house, and he can maybe get a sneaky pick off here if they're ready to push, and he can just go out here and go around and get the medic. So that's if you have an uber advantage or you have equal ubers. Let's talk about if you have an uber disadvantage. You want to have the demo excuse me, you want to have the demo on the same spot with stickies still here. You can also put them here. You can put them lots of places. Up here as well, it's a good spot. And still on here on this card, but you want to be ready to fall back. So you want to make sure that you can probably go, the demo should be going out through choke when they push, and you can probably do a counter push if you with the advantage that you have either health player, or probably health or uber advantage if you get a good pick. Now you want to have the combo on your card and the roamer either on with your combo or with the scout in the house, and still the scout here watching balcony. So the only thing that moved was the combo and the roamer if he's with the combo. Now I'm going to talk about defending Spire, but before I do that, I just want to show some quick hit traps that you can do as a demo man, which can be very, very useful. Now you see these rocks here. Let's see if I can perform it. See, oops, that one wasn't so good, but let's see. Let me just get this right. It takes a bit of practice, but you can actually get your stickies inside these stones, and you won't be able to see them from the attacking team. See here, you can actually see those stickies, and when you walk on them, and they're gonna go off, and you can wait for the medic. So you see, you can actually get them inside here, these stones. And actually, I don't think you can do this on this side, but on the other side, I know that Numluck actually, once he hit, you can actually, yeah, you can do this on both sides. He actually hit inside this bush. I don't know how he didn't get discovered. Maybe they didn't expect him to be there, but he did so, and he was able to detonate his bombs. You can also put them here in the grass, which is a very hard spot to. There's a lot of spots here that you can trick the enemy. Also, these rocks here, put stickies in those. Those are completely invisible. You cannot see those. Right there. You can also put this in this one here, if you get it right. There you go. Almost there, but you get the idea. It just takes some practice. And these are really good. Let's say that they're pushing. Let's just put them there. I know they can see them, but the medic is usually gonna push here. They're gonna check for, let's say you put some 1, 2, and like 1, 2, something like that. You put your traps up, and then they clear the traps, and then say, oh, okay, there's no more traps, but the medic, the scout's gonna go up there, and the medic's gonna come through here usually, and you can detonate right as they come through. So very useful spots before we talk about defending. Now, as with the middle point, defending really depends on whether or not you have an uber advantage or equal ubers or a uber disadvantage. Let's start with an uber advantage or equal ubers. You want to have some traps on the wall here, and you can put them here in these stones. That was a good one. You can't see that. In the stones, you can also put them like here if you can manage to. Can't really be seen unless you go unless you get close to them. So sticky up this wall here, we're just gonna make them early pop, preferably also there, so you can make them pop early and get a good uber against them. Get the demo up front, and if you can spare some stickies, put some stickies around here. Let's say like 3, and get your demo to, or your medic to hover around these, because if there is a bomb in, the medic can just jump away, and you can or bait them onto the stickies, and you can detonate them, and saving your medic and getting a pick on the roamer. So you want to have your demo up front, your combo behind, so they can guard the demo from scouts coming out through the house here, the house exit. And usually you want to have the medic either like close here, or you want to have him up on ramp so that he can fall down here and maybe go back to trash if they Uber in. Have the roamer, he can stand like next to the combo, or he can stand if you're a little bit daring, he can like peek through house and maybe get some spam there, maybe get a lucky pick. And then you have your both scouts. I should use no clip here. Both scouts are watching the flank, preferably one here in valley and one on diagonal. Or if you're holding up with your roamer here, you can get your scout in and hold this area as well, because it's going to be easier to hold with the roamer. A good idea is to also if you're pushing out here, you can steal their health kit here, which is going to ease their if they're pushing through house here. And as I said, trap the medic. Important, if he's standing up here, just trap him. It doesn't take more than 2 or 3 stickies, but that can make a huge difference. So that's if you have an Uber advantage or an equal Uber. Let's talk about if you have an Uber disadvantage. Now you're probably not gonna hold up here, because if you do and they Uber in, you're gonna be trapped and you're gonna all be dead, because there's no escaping here without an Uber. So usually what you see people do, they hold here in trash. It's very dangerous to hold the bridge because there's a flank here. Here it's easy also to control, and you can also get your demo here up on the battlements to spam the point like that, and maybe get some. You can also, a good idea is to sometimes, if you feel for it and you have a good sniper, get a sniper here to get some good sight lines and a tight angle right here. I just tried scoping in to get some tight angles on the choke. So, oops. So good idea to hold trash with your medic behind, and obviously you still want to have your scouts up here. You can have the roamer either stand on here, or you preferably you can make him stand right here under cover, so he can possibly do a bomb on an incoming medic to get them to pop early, or get a pick if he doesn't drop. So that's a real, and you can stand in cover and just get the health from the health kit, and you can still that's why I prefer the crossbow, because let's say you're a medic down here and you want to heal your roamer, you can just he's very easy to hit because he's not going to be moving a lot, so you can just put your crossbow right up there, your arrow. And demo man either here. You can also have him on the point. He's very flexible in this position, or in the battlements. You can have him in here. If you have him in here, he can make some. He has good cover from the boxes. He can spam. Whoops, and he can spam stickies onto the. I'm not so good at this. He can spam stickies onto the point here, and because it's such a tight spot, it's a good idea to trap up the. Here, let's say there was somebody bombing on here. You can detonate them and get an easy pick. Also, good idea to trap the underside of here, because that's actually going to do damage as well. Moving on to last, there is one hold that I want to be talking about, which is the top lobby hold, which is good if you have a Uber disadvantage. So you want to trap the doors down here, either on the ground, or you can trap them. It's a good idea to trap them up here, because some teams forget to check something sometimes for stickies, or they get daring. So it's a good idea to trap them. You can easily get a pick there. But the main point of having this hold is to get them to pop early and then fall back to last with an Uber advantage, and then you can push out to Spire again. So in this hold, you want to have your combo, your medic want to be staying right there, around here, hovering around, staying out of sight of this here, and get the you can get the pocket, not that far, but I can't shoot rockets. You can get them to shoot on the point. Let's say they're still capping, so that's the or they're using this as the access point for the battlements or the balcony. you can put some spam up on there. So that's a good spot to be standing as the pocket. And have the roamer cover around here, cover the drop down. He can also get daring and put some rockets up on the point, but make sure that you don't get flanked and suddenly get trapped in here. You want to have it's very easy for the roamer to get flanked, as I said, and you want to have both scouts watching the roamer, maybe one in front of him and one in the back, just to keep him safe. You can also dedicate one scout to the demo man here. So the point of it is, I said, they uber in and you can fall back to last for your last hold with an uber advantage. So let's talk about holding last point. Last point doesn't really depend on uber advantage or uber disadvantage. It really depends on, well, it does, but it also depends heavily on sniper or no sniper. So let's talk about if the other team has no sniper. So this is if you know that they don't have a sniper. If you're in doubt, use the tactics. You can use the tactics with sniper. So if they have no sniper, you can use a roamer or a heavy to stand right here on the edge of the point. Don't stand on the left side, stand on the right side. I'm going to explain in a moment. Combo here on the right. Medic, you can stand behind this this pillar here. You can actually crouch here, then you're going to be unable to see you from the top hole here. And your combo standing here, maybe putting some spam through occasionally and checking for main with hit sounds. And that way, if the medic is standing here, you can't grab them if they're over there, but you can grab them if they're here and heal them, and you can stand a little bit back once you grab them, because if you grab them and then go away, you can hold it a little longer or a little farther than you can grab someone. That's a fun fact right there. So Demo Man is going to be watching lower left. You can put some traps. Could put them here. You can put them here, you can put them here, you can put them wherever you want. Just make sure that you have lower left trapped up and you're watching this. You can also dedicate the demo man to the top right. He can put some pills in here. It really depends on your playstyle, what you find is best. So if you have the roamer free, if he's not playing another class, you can have him on top right here, and you can have him spam in here, or alternatively he can stand on the lower left if you replace him with the demo man with a scout to watch the lower left here. So common tactics on the last point is make one scout go, or choose one scout and run the roamer, go off classing, as I said, the heavy. You can also run the pyro. Pyro can be let's see, I don't think I can make this jump here. I couldn't. Pyros can actually stand up here if you know they're gonna push here. You can make him stand here. He can cover main. Let's say they uber through main. You want to jump down. You can air blast them. You're gonna die, but they're gonna lose an uber, which is significant. Whoops, that was unintentional. I should use no clip a little bit more. Now, and of course, if they push through the right, you can have the pyro stand here, and he can just completely deny that uber access to the point. You can also run a spy. It's really like up to your preference. You can run basically any class, but you can run a spy here. You can calm back to your team what they're doing and maybe get a risky medic pick or something. Because a medic pick with uber charge is huge, especially on the last point. Well, it's always huge, but especially on last. And remember, demo man, always put stickies on the point. It's super easy. It's very important that you put stickies on the point, because it's gonna intimidate enemies from going on there, and if they do, bam, they're gone. And you don't need that many stickies for a trap. You can put like 2 there, 2 there. That's a trap. Put 4. Yes, see, demo man agrees. Put just 4 stickies on the point. Maybe spread them out a little bit more, because you can actually cap from just this side here. So put them like this. That's probably a good idea, and you can blow up the whole point. So that was if no sniper. A lot of points still stands if you have a sniper, but let's just for consistency, let's go over it. You want to be probably running a counter sniper to get a pick on their sniper, and he's usually gonna stand right here so you can peek through main there, or standing low left here to also get a pick. So that's where you want to put your sniper. Default, you can always, I mean, these are guidelines. You can always play with, these are just the standards. You can always play what you want with what you want, so you don't have to do this. It's just recommended if you don't know what to do. Now put the stickies on the point, combo on the right, medic here on the edge to heal the roamer or the heavy. You want to be standing more to the right so you don't get sniped. That's important. And you can have the roamer spam top right. Be careful if there's snipers up here, because he's gonna get an easy pick because there's a long sight lane here. So be aware of where the sniper is. And of course you can still run it off class. The only thing that really changes is that you probably run a counter sniper, and you want to watch out for a sniper. You can also put the sniper up here if you're feeling a bit risky to get a good pick there. Now I've been talking about defending all the points, but you also want to know how to attack points, and I want to start out with the midpoint. So the midpoint, you want to, if this is not the midfight, this is attacking mid. If they have captured mid, you want to be coming from Spire. Let's do this from our side first. So pushing into mid here, this is a very hard push, and this should only be done if you have at least like 20 seconds Uber advantage, or you get a pick like a demo, which is the huge damage stealing. You can actually, and you get rid of the sticks as well. So if you get like a 20-second Uber advantage or 15 seconds, don't go lower than 15 seconds, or a demo pick, you can do this push, but else don't do it because it's very hard. You want to clear, let's say you don't get a demo pick, let's say you have an Uber advantage, you want to clear the stickies. Just clear the first stickies like here, and then pop around here just to make sure that there are no stickies that will get you, because it's a lot better to pop half a second earlier and not dropping, obviously. So that's what you want to do usually, and that's if you don't get a demo pick. If you do get a demo pick, you can pop like right here or something when you're a good way into. Now the reason is why it's a hard push is because, as I explained in defense, they're gonna be falling back here. I didn't mention this in the defense. I should have mentioned that the combo and the demo should go through here, and the roamer and 2 scouts should fall back out through house, so you're not just one bunch that you can put one sticky on and everybody dies. So you want to spread out a little bit, and that's why it's really hard, because your Uber is going to be wasted a lot when you attack. So the soldiers want to jump from here onto here and push them out through choke, and hold this area, and the medic can go up here and be with the combo and then make a defensive hold, because the opponents are probably going to do a counter push if they didn't pop. Now that was really, I only had one tactic for mid. Now moving on to Spire, attacking Spire, scouts are super important, because you want to cap fast. So there's really two versions of this. Let's say if they're holding yard, or if they're holding trash. I'm gonna start, let's say they are holding yard. First, if you're pushing in, check for stickies. Put a rocket here. All the stickies are gonna fly out of the rock so you can see them. You can maybe, if they don't run a sniper, be aware of snipers, because they might run one there or here in low lobby. Take a big turn here, because you won't die from stickies, even though if there are 8, I think. Let's just quickly test that. Let's say go around here. No, you're not going to take any damage from if you make a huge turn here. Just to check for stickies, put a rocket there, put a rocket in the grass, just make them roll out and spread them out so you know where they are, or put your shotgun or shotgun them away. So make sure you know whether, at least know where their stickies are. And you should leave your roamer here in house by the medkit to watch the flank so you don't get backcapped. It's probably gonna, if they're holding yard, it's gonna be a Uber v Uber fight, most likely, and they're gonna probably gonna fall back to either like here to trash, or they're gonna fall back into lobby and try to hold up on here on battlements. So there's also another push, which is a bit of a risky push, but it might work sometimes. It all depends on the situation. It's an alternative push through flank here. You have 2 scouts watching choke here, and the rest of the classes go through house here, taking out the scouts here, and perhaps like trapping if they run to resupply. Just trap them inside resupply. And then come around here, and once you're around here, this requires a lot of communication, but if you can get it done, it's very effective, because the scouts gonna run out here, they're gonna retreat or be intimidated, and you're gonna like squash them together, and they're either gonna die or fall back to trash. So if you're holding trash, which means you probably have an Uber advantage, leave a roamer in the house by the medkit as well, as usual, and take your demo in your pocket on the let's go around to the trash, preferably on the point here, so you can get some good height advantage on them. Make sure that the demo is not on battlements and you can take him out there. Get 2 scouts on the point and get the demo to trap the battlements once you've taken out, or they're probably going to be intimidated and run back into the lobby, because you probably have an Uber advantage. And once you have hold this, you want to make sure that you can you put your scouts here on the flank to watch for any flanks. Now, one of the hardest pushes to do is, aside from mid-fight attacking on the mid, or not mid-fight attacking mid, is pushing out from last. And this can only really be done if they fail a push inside here, which gives you an advantage, Uber advantage, and maybe some good picks. So put the roamer on the point, get some stickies on the point. You can still use the sticky launcher to attack if you need to, but it's always good to have, just in case the roamer fails. 2 scouts go this way. One, or the medic and the pocket soldier go top here, push through here, and the demo goes down main. Just check that there's nobody there, so you're just swiping them out, making sure there's nobody left here to attack the point. And then you go put your scouts on the point, get them quickly. The one scout that goes on the trash double backs up here with the other scout, and they jump here on top of this. Let's just get here on the Spire, and combo and the demo should be pushing forward out to choke, to like set up some traps. And let these keep them intimidating from coming in here while you're capping, which is important, putting some damage. Now let's talk about attacking last. So usually, or not usually, but a lot of times, get some frame drop there. A lot of times you see, that's quite annoying. Well, we'll deal with it. So a lot of the times you see one scout go sniper and like stand on here just to see if you can get some pick. Maybe be a little risky. Get here, get some. The medic is usually gonna stand up there, so maybe get a little bit sniping going on there. And usually we also see him standing in the lobby here. There's actually a very good frag clip where there's a sniper standing here. The pocket soldier jumps in front here. He crouch jumps, and the medic is behind, and the sniper shoots headshots the medic through the legs of the pocket. So that's a good position here as well. to get some picks. You can't really do this because if you go like here, you're gonna be spammed out and probably gonna die. So down here, down there, or like this sideline right here. You don't have to run a sniper, but it's usually a good idea. So the standard one, let's talk about the standard push like most people do. You want to Uber your demo through main here and put some, whoops, not there. Put stickies up here, put spam up here, make them jump down, because once you give up the height advantage, you're gonna get easily killed. So you have to force them down. So you Uber with the demo in, send the 2 scouts on the right here and the 2 soldiers from the left, and then just wreak havoc down on them. You can pull a little out if you're getting spammed up because there's a lot of classes, but your other heavy and scout classes should be taking care of them, and you can easily grab the point if it's successful. Make sure that you kill the demo man, then you trap the point yourself, and then you get your scouts and whatever on the point. Because let's say that in the heat of battle, this point captures fast. So when they see there is a scout on it, they're gonna be like this. Let's say we have already the point cap, or it's trapped. Let's say there's a soldier up here. He sees there are ×2 on the cap. He's gonna jump down and boom, you're gonna explode him. It's natural reaction, but you can take advantage of it. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Like here, just put them on the point. It's gonna really help out the people capping the point. Now this is if there's stickies on the point. Let's say they haven't got any stickies on the point. A good tactic is just take your demo and your 2 soldiers. Let the scouts keep them busy up top. Take your demo, 2 soldiers. The soldiers jump like here onto the point, both soldiers at a time, and the demo just put stickies on the point. They're gonna drop down. You're gonna wipe them, or you're gonna or wipe almost all players, or if they all jump down, or you're gonna cap the point. Another good idea is to take a spy. Do not disguise, stand right in here, and then uncloak and begin capping. And once you begin capping, take your demo and your soldiers down through main here, put all the damage you can on the point, send your scouts through here as well, put all the damage on the point, because they're all going to drop down to take care of the spy. Make sure you trap the point, and you're going to get some easy kills that way. It usually, or I'm saying usually, but it works frequently if you do it right. So I hope you appreciated all the effort I went through in making this video. I sat many days and watched video demos and watched videos and read articles about this map, because it is a fantastic map, and that's why it's been in the game for such a long time. The meta game that is for such a long time. I don't know which map I'm gonna be doing next. Probably gonna be a 6s map, because I'm not really into. I'm not saying that Highlander is bad, but I'm not very good at Highlander. I don't know the meta that well. I do know the 6s pretty well, and I played myself occasionally, just lobbies, but still the same game mode. If you have any corrections or any ideas or any feedback at all, leave it in the comments, and I'll make sure to add it to the description or add an annotation or something like that. And it really helps me out. Just say if what you thought about the video in general. So I hope to see you in the next weapon inspection episode, for a new exciting map. Bye.
I'm going to do all of these rollouts with 150 health buff, which is realistic in a match. So look for that. The first rollout is the standard house rollout. This is the one you're all familiar with, and it's just as simple as combining the jumps shown before. You can get to mid at 944, which gives you a 2-second advantage on scouts,